Now, were you familiar with Jack Ruby?
Yes, I knew Jack Ruby.
Well, you ever had a drink with him?
Yes, on several occasions.
Now, how did you become familiar with him?
Well, he owned the club next door, and everybody knew everybody. We'd just go back and forth between clubs. I just became acquainted with him as the guy that owned the club next door.
You were, what, 16 or 17 years old?
16.
And at that time, your employment in the club was limited to what?
It wasn't limited.
You were a singer, weren't you?
Yeah.
Did you participate in the stripping at all?
No, I didn't.
All right. And where was Ruby located?
He was sitting at a table.
And was he alone?
No.
And who was with him at the table?
To the best of my memory, there was a man and Jada, a stripper.
Now, you say the word Jada.
Jada, how long did you know Jack Ruby?
I knew Jack Ruby for approximately 4, 5, 6 months.
In what relationship?
I was employed as the feature at the Carousel Club.
What kind of a man was he?
Jack Ruby was a fanatic. He was a very nervous man, a very violent man. He would cause hassles and harassments and always running around, very energetic.
Would you say he had a violent streak in him?
Oh, yeah, very much so. Yes, he would get carried away by something and lose all rational thinking. He would just go off, zoom, and just, he had to prove something. He had to be somebody.
Approximately how long before the assassination did this take place?
About 2 weeks.
All
To
right.
the best of my memory, 2 weeks, 10 days, 3 weeks, somewhere. It wasn't any more than that.
All right. Jada was at the table with Ruby, and who else was there?
Another man that was introduced to me as Lee Oswald,
Now, who did the introduction?
Jack Ruby.
Was there anybody else at the table? What, if anything, did Ruby say about Oswald, for example, who he was employed by?
Well, whenever he introduced him, he said, "This is Lee Oswald, and he's with the CIA," which didn't register anything with me because I was
Assassination, and the time of the assassination, where were you?
in Dewey Plaza
And what were you doing there?
taking pictures.
And what were you wearing? So you were actually taking pictures
Yes.
of Kennedy at the time he was shot?
Yes.
All right. Now, Kennedy was shot on a Friday. Can you tell us what happened to the film and the camera?
Okay, to the best of my memory, I don't know for sure if our club was closed, and they showed me some cards and introduced themselves. I don't remember their names, but they said they were from the FBI and the CIA, and that stuck in my mind because I knew what they'd be. And they said that they would like to take the film, develop them, view them, and then they would see that I got them back.
And was it ever returned to you?
No, it wasn't.
I'm going to turn this off just for a second.